Someone very close to the band lost somebody very close to them, and I remember going to the funeral, and I remember it's the first time I think in my life I've seen somebody completely inconsolable. Like there was nothing, anything could have been done or said at that point that could console this person. And it really kind of hit me, and I drove home from Dublin and just went into the rehearsal room in Mullingar, and I just sat down with an acoustic guitar, and it's just, I don't know, I kind of had this idea that they had said the hardest part of losing the person was they never got to say goodbye to them, and that was the big kind of point to me that made me go, Jesus, that, you know, that must be much more, that must be mentally difficult. So we've all experienced grief, I suppose, but I think at this level was the first time I'd seen it, and I sat down and just wrote the song, and it came out. It was as if it was written already. It just came out in about 25 minutes. You must try and not forget it, I'm still here. I'll never forget recording the vocal for it, because on the album it's a terrible vocal. If you listen to it, like, technically it's not a good vocal. It's out of tune, it's out of time. And what happened was, the day I was recording that, our producer, I had took the weekend off because my mum had lost her best friend, and I was going down to support her, and we had the funeral and stuff, and it was on the day of the funeral, and our producer rang me and said, come up and record. I want you to record tonight. I says, I can't, you know, I have to stay at home. And he says, please come up and record. I think you need to do it today. So I came up, and I didn't realise it was Postcards I was going to record. And he just put me in the room, and he knew I was quite, probably in that kind of mode of being slightly, you know, slightly upset, seeing your mother upset and all that kind of thing, being at the funeral. And this sounds really dour, but this is just the way it was. And I got into the vocal booth, and I pictured my mum's friend sitting on a chair listening to me singing this song. And I sang it in one take, came in just to say to the producer, are the levels okay, everything grand? He went, you're done, leave, that's your vocal. It's one of those songs that we all just sat down and played, and you know, usually when you're in studio, you'd be quite peculiar. You have to really get things right. There has to be a vibe. It has to be tight. The producer, the mixer has to make it sound ready, and we just didn't care about that one. We were like, this works.